Hey guys, so I'm doing my pizza pan DIY. You're going to need a pizza pan. I got it at Dollar Tree. I'm just using my heat gun to heat up the adhesive that is sticking that piece of paper there. You don't have to do this part, but I found it works a lot easier if I heat it with my gun. Because sometimes it doesn't come off smoothly and it leaves like a sticky residue. But you can get that off with water or Goo Gone, but I just chose to use my heat gun since I have a heat gun. So take that off. Now I'm going to use Waverly chalk paint in the color Ocean, which is a very pretty blue because the garden flag that I chose is blue. So I'm just going to give the pizza pan a good coat of paint. Now I'm just taking my heat gun and using it to speed the process up. If you don't have a heat gun, it's okay. It usually doesn't take that long for the paint to dry. And then I'm going to do a second coat, but only on the rim, not on the inside, because I'm going to have that flag over it, so you're not going to be able to see it anyways. But I did want to do 2 coats on the rim. Now we're going to take some matte finish Mod Podge. I think you can use any kind, but this is the one that I have. I like using this one. So I am going to cover the entire pizza pan, even the rim, and I'm going to use my heat gun to dry it. Like I said, if you don't have a heat gun, then let it dry and I will show you why. I bought a little mini iron on Amazon, and this is my new way of doing it. If you don't have a mini iron, then don't let the Mod Podge dry. Put the garden flag on top of it right away while it's still wet. It'll still work. I've done it that way before, but now that I have my iron, I like to do it this way. So I'm just giving it a good, even, nice coat of Mod Podge, and then you'll see me use my heat gun to dry it, and then we'll move on to the next step. Now we're going to put that aside. It is dry. And I am going to take this garden flag that I got from Dollar Tree. It has the gnomes on it. And it says Land of the Free. And I'm going to take a splatter screen to trace my circle. There was a string on there. Sorry, I was cutting it off because my OCD. It probably would have gotten cut off anyways. But so I take the splatter screen and a Sharpie, trace it, because the splatter screen fits perfectly in the middle of a pizza pan. So that's an easy way for you to trace it. I mean, you could use your pizza pan, but I just find this a lot easier. So I'm just figuring out where I want it. You choose whatever you want. And then, like I said, I'm going to trace it, and then I'm going to cut it. And then I'll come back and I'll tell you what I do next. So now I'm just grabbing that tray, double checking that it's dry, and it is. And as you can see, the cutout of the flag fits perfectly. It might be a little extra in certain places, but that's okay because I'm going to cover it with nautical rope. So now I am going to plug in my iron and I'll come back and I will tell you what I do next. So now I have the flag sitting where I want it. I'm taking a piece of parchment paper. Any size will work. I already have my little iron plugged in. Like I said, I got this from Amazon. It was like 20 bucks. I know Walmart sells them as well. And I'm just... So what this is doing is the iron is reactivating the Mod Podge that dried. And it's making the flag adhere to the pizza pan. It's a new thing that a lot of people have been doing, a new way to craft. I love it. It's how I did my other one. But like I said, if you don't have the mini iron, then skip the part of letting the Mod Podge dry. So once you do the Mod Podge, immediately stick your flag on top of it. So you want to already cut the flag before you add the Mod Podge. Because right when that Mod Podge is wet, you want to lay your flag down, maybe take a piece of saran wrap and, use that to help you straighten it out. The ironing just helps prevent wrinkles and bubbles, and it makes sure that it gets it all out. That's why I like doing it this way. But like I've said, I've done it before without the iron. It's just a little bit harder, but it does work. So I love this way. I think it's so cool. So now I'm just double checking that I got all the areas, that it's not going to lift. I probably ironed it for a good 2 to 3 minutes, which is what you want to do. So once that's done, then I'll come back and I will tell you what I do next. Okay, so now as you can see, the flag is adhered to the pizza pan. Now I would recommend doing the inside of the pizza pan white. I didn't know that it was going to show through like it did. It still came out good. You learn as you go, but and as you can see here, I'm putting back on my iron, and I found a few spots that was that I didn't get, so I'm just going back over that. But like I said, I would have done the inside of the pan white, and then the rim I would have done blue. I wanted the rim to be blue because you're going to see it. You're not going to see underneath a flag, obviously. So I wish I would have done white, but I didn't know it was going to show through like it did. It's okay. I still like it. So I would just recommend doing white instead of blue, unless you like the way it looks. So now I am going to seal the flag with another coat of Mod Podge to just protect the flag so that way it doesn't get damaged. And I will dry it with my heat gun. And then I'll come back and I will tell you what I do next. Okay, so as you can see, I'm in a different outfit because this was a different day. Now I have my hot glue gun plugged in, and I'm taking some white nautical rope, and I am going to hot glue the nautical rope around where the flag and the corner of the pizza pan are. Just like a round circle of nautical rope in the center. So I'm just taking some hot glue. And here I found something that was sticking to the flag. I was just trying to scrape it off. I also learned now I would have started at the top because I'm going to be adding something. I'm going to be adding some words at the bottom of the gnome's little feet. And I do a bow to cover up where both ends of the nautical rope meet. So just advice for you guys, I would recommend starting your hot gluing your nautical rope at the top by their heads and then doing the bow at the top, because I didn't know I was going to add words until after I did it. So Again, you learn as you go. It still came out good, but I might end up ripping my nautical rope off and the bow and fixing it and putting it up at the top. Just letting you guys know. So, just gonna hot glue the nautical rope. I'll let you guys watch, and then I'll come back and I'll tell you what I do next. So now that that's done, I laid out some Scrabble tiles that I ordered from Amazon. I think it came with like 500 pieces for like $12. And the flag had originally, it said Land of the Free, so I wanted to keep that saying. And I'm just adding a little hot glue underneath where each letter is going to go, and just hot gluing the little Scrabble tiles on there. You can use any saying you want. You don't have to do this part if you don't want to. I just like the way that it looks, and like I said, so now that I have those Scrabble tiles down there, I'm going to do a bow next, and it's covering up where the nautical rope meets. But like I said, I still might flip it and have the bow up at the top because it's like too much down at the bottom. I mean, if you like that, then that's fine, but for me, I wish I would have done the nautical rope. I would have started at the top and done the bow at the top. So I'm going to stop talking, let you guys watch, and then I'll come back and I'll tell you what I do next. So now I am going to be making a bow. I found red, white, and blue in my stockpile, and this gray and white checkered one that I had from Walmart. And I also learned a new way of doing bows. Normally I do 2 pieces of each, but this time I'm going to be doing 3, and it's called a Starburst Bow. Instead of doing the crisscross like I normally do, you still do that, but you add 1 more, and I really like it. So use whatever ribbons you have on hand, use as many as you want, as little as you want, whatever you want to do. So I'm gonna stop talking, let you guys watch, and this is how I make my bow, and then I'll come back and I will tell you what I do next. So now I am just straightening out my bow. I used jute to tie it together, and I am going to be cutting down the ends of them and doing some ducktails on the gray and white checkered ones. So I'm just fluffing it out, fixing it how I like. Like I said, you can do as many colors as you want, as little as you want. I just didn't want to overdo it, but I loved the gray and white checkered on the bottom, because I was gonna do black and white buffalo check, but there isn't any on the garden flag. So now like I said, I'm gonna cover up where the nautical rope meets each other with my bow, and here I am cutting the tails, and then I'm gonna hot glue the bow down. So I hot glued that down. I have these half wooden beads. These are the smaller ones. They're the same ones I used for my other rainbow gnome sign. And I already painted them white. I did it off camera. I just took about 18, 20 of them and threw them in a Ziploc bag. added some white paint and sprayed it with water, shook it up really good, and then dumped out the beads and let them dry. So I'm using one to cover up the jute in the middle, and then I am going to take the rest of the wooden beads and outline the trim of the pizza pan with all the rest of them, and I will hot glue those down. So now I'm taking the rest of those half wooden beads and just placing them on the trim of the pizza pan, like I said, so that way I can move them around, space them out. So I'm going to lay them all down, and then I will pick one up one by one and hot glue them down. And then I will come back and tell you what else I do. I also added some nautical rope on the back, just hot glued it for it to hang on the wall. This is so cute, you guys. I love it so much. Only thing I would have done different is the bow at the top, and I would have done white underneath the flag, but it still came out really cute. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a big thumbs up. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. I would love for you to be part of my YouTube family if you're not already. And until then, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.